Welcome to Patrice for Pilates. Today we're going to do a seated set of exercises, so chair Pilates you could call it. For anyone that's got stability issues, you can still work your muscles just as effectively through a seated posture. I'm going to be turning to the side so you can see me, and also from the front, so you don't need to use your move your chair, but it's only for your visibility. So shall we go? So for this exercise I'm going to have as options bands. So I'll just show you what I've got here. So I've got a looped band, which is, these are quite strong ones, but you can have softer bands, which are the bands you've got, in fact, it doesn't really matter, and a long band. So I'll start just with a warm-up without any bands, but if you've got bands and you'd like to get them, just stop the video and go and grab some bands. So I'm going to move myself towards the edge of my chair, so make sure you've got a good, stable, solid chair. You need to be on the edge so that you can move your legs accordingly. So first of all, just as a warm-up, draw the tummy in, breath wide into the ribs if you can. And then I'm not very tall, so I have to still have my feet on tiptoes, you probably see, because if I have them flat, I'm angled down. So I'm going to just have my feet on tiptoes. If you don't need to go onto tiptoes because you've got longer legs, just put your feet flat on the floor. So I'm ready to go, I hope you are. So flat feet or on tiptoes, whatever works for your posture. So we're going to start with the right leg. So breathe in to prepare, breathe out, and we're going to open to the side and close back in. Open to the side and close back in. Now these are really small movements, so we don't want you going too far because we want to keep your hips facing forwards. So keep those hips facing forwards for me. So open and close, open and close. Now, if you've got your feet flat on the floor and you want to make it a tiny bit harder, come onto the tiptoes with the supporting leg, because that way you're having to use just the tips of your toes to support your posture. Draw in, draw up the pelvic floor, belly button towards the spine. And remember, still on Pilates principles, those wide breaths into your ribs. Shoulders back and down, away from your ears. Remember to breathe and just keep that leg movement going as we're warming up in the hip socket here. So for anyone with hip trouble, this is really good mobilization, just keeping those hips working. And when you get moving and you've got your mobility, we're going to just change up the tempo a little bit. So we're going to go out quickly, and then in really slowly. Out quickly, in really slowly. And as you come in, really squeeze the inner thigh. So out faster, in, squeeze. Out faster, in, squeeze. Now we're going to do heel digs from here. We're working this one leg to make it really, I guess make it really work. It might ache, but let's work one leg first and then we'll swap. And then we'll heel dig down and pull up. So heel dig down. So it's as if you're in one of those country and western films and you're pushing through and up, you're doing a bit of dancing on your chair. So that foot remains flexed at all times. So flex and up, flex and up. Now here, you're going to feel your quad really working as you push through. Flex and up, flex and up. So a couple more. So obviously I'm doing all this with you and I can feel my leg. My leg is groaning a bit now, saying, oh, this is a bit much today. Come on, give me a rest. But we need to work to get our muscles strengthened. So a couple more. And then we're turning our leg out. So a rotation now. So it's as if you're at that 45-degree angle, your knee is facing outwards, and then some little lifts for you. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and back to center, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex, point and flex. Couple more, point and flex, point and flex. Now back to that rotation, okay, so that 45-degree angle, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Back to center now, some ankle circles for me. One way, ankle circles the other way. And then if you can, still keeping up nicely stacked shoulders, hips, tummy pulled in, draw the leg in, grasp it round the shin and pull it in just to give yourself a nice stretch here, because that's really worked your hip, and also stretches your quads a bit into the tummy area. And then if you can, take your foot flat on the floor if you were on point on tippy toe, and gently take the leg over. Again, only to your mobility. If you can't get it over, don't worry. Just come to where you can. You might just have it over your shin. But if you can get it over your knee and just sit up straight, and then just gently pull that leg towards you a bit, just to give a little bit of a stretch down that hip. Careful of the knee joint, keep the foot flexed to protect the knee, keep yourself in alignment basically. And then back, and we're going to just stand up, just have a stretch. You probably might not see me in the fully in this video, but we're just going to push back through the knees before we sit back down and do the other side. So down, we come back into the chair. Hold your chair to sit in if you any stability issues. So onto the other leg. So this time I'm going to my tippy toes. You're mirroring me, so I'm going to do my right leg now. You'll be doing your left. So get ready to go. So first of all, we're coming up and we're going to do the open and close. So open and close. So we do quite a few of these just to get the mobilization again. Remember the breath wide into the ribs. Tummy's pulled in at all times. So the Pilates principles here are always drawing that belly back into the spine, keeping that engagement of our core, so that when we're moving any limbs, we're in a good, strong position. Our breath, as I keep saying, remind you to breathe in through the nose and then gently out through the mouth, as if you're blowing through a straw, in through the nose and out through the mouth. Keeping that leg going. So warming up the hip on the other leg now. This leg has been supporting you throughout the exercise on the other one, so it's already really done a bit of work in the supporting side of things. So it might fatigue actually a bit quicker than the other one. So from here we're going to go out fast and in slow and squeeze the inner thighs. Out fast, squeeze the inner thighs. Out fast, squeeze the inner thighs. Out fast, squeeze the inner thighs. Now, again, although you're coming out fast, try to keep that pelvis from actually moving too much. So just keeping yourself stacked, keeping a really straight spine. Even thinking about your chin towards your chest, just to get length down the neck. And of course that tummy is still drawing in, keeping us nice and stable and strong. Out and in. So from here we go onto those heel digs, so pushing through that heel, back to the old country and western shindig. So push through and up, push through and up, push through and up. So this is really good conditioning. So for anyone that, you're having a bit of a problem with stability, and you might even have problems with your knees, this still builds strength around the knee joint because you're going through that range of motion with your knee joint. A couple more. And of course we're working our thighs. And remember to draw that tummy in. There's the broken record of me. I keep saying the same thing, but it's so important because we forget and we start to just let go a bit and think, oh, it's all right, I'm only moving my leg, don't need to worry about the tummy. And then we stop. And from here, I'd like you to do the point and flex. I'm just forgetting what I did on the other side, but we did point and flex as well. So we'll just do our point and flexes now. As long as we do the same exercises, we'll be okay. And just a couple more. And then we're going to do the turnout. So take that turnout, so your leg is at 45-degree angle in the hip here. So the turnout comes from the hip, knee facing out, and lifts 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then back to centre, and we do our little leg circles just to give that a little break. One way, ankle circles, sorry, not leg circles, ankle circles. The other way. And then we turn around and we do 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And back in, and then we draw that leg in. So from here you might want to take your foot flat on the floor if you had it on tippy toes. Draw it in, draw it in. And then take that leg either over the shin, as we did before, or over your other leg. into that nice box position here, and just flex the foot and then gentle lifts, lift, 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 and you'll feel this up into your hip as well, and it's stretching where you've done a bit of work, so it's a good stretch to do. And all done in your chair. Okay, so back we come. I'm going to stand up again, just give that little, stay low in case you can't see me. Can't really tell on the video how wide the angle is, so just some little steps here. And back to centre, and sit yourself back down. So help yourself back into the chair. So we are going to do the same type of exercises but with the band now. You can do it without the band, but if you've got a band and want to work with the band, take the band up your legs up to where they're sort of, it's just tight between your thighs. Again, if you don't have that type of band, you can just tie one of these round. So whatever you've got to hand, and of course you can do it without. So for this exercise, you need to come off the chair a bit more. So I'm going to just really make sure I'm right on the edge of the chair, but my chair is still stable and it's not going to fall. So again, I'm going to go on my tiptoes, and from here I'm just going to open and close, open and close. So this is working the thighs and the adductors, open and close. And when you're closing, again, just try and do it slowly against the resistance, slowly against the resistance. Now you're on your sit bones, and you should feel, as you come out here, the butt cheeks working. So your glutes out and in, out and in. Again, draw your tummy in, out and in. A couple more. And then we stay out and we do little pulses. In, 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 in. A couple more, keep going. So you're working the sides of your legs now, your abductors as well, and your adductors as you squeeze everything together. So keep that going, just a few more. You should really feel your gluteal muscles engaging, and you're keeping that nice long spine. Someone's got that cord, keeping your head up, out, 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 and in. And then just step your foot up and down, just as a bit of a light relief really from that exercise. That's great. So from here, we just take the band lower down onto the calves, and maybe pull yourself back onto your chair a bit so that you've got a bit more stability. So holding onto your chair. And now your chair is supporting you, but you want your feet off the floor if you can. So hold onto your chair. If you've got arms, you can hold onto arms. And then we're going to go out and in. So out and in. So out and in. So again, if you've had to tie your band around, you can still do that. Making sure you're keeping yourself as upright as possible. Draw the tummy in. So out and in. Out and in. Out and in. A couple more. Out and in. And then we're saying out, 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 out. Make sure your feet are flexed. Out, 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 out. Hold. Just move your legs up and down. Now you're running. Let's run really fast on your chair. Get running. So you're running in a wide leg position, really working up into those hips. Draw your tummy in. Keep going. How can it be so hard sitting in a chair, hey? Keep going, and back. And then we can take the band off. And I've really felt that, so I hope you did too. So just do your little walking out. That's really good. And then we'll sit back down, and we're going to do some arms. So we'll use the same thing. We'll use the band. We're sat in our chair. So before we use the band, we'll just warm up the arms because we've worked all on the legs. So just take your arms back and round. Be careful, obviously, of your chair. I don't know what chairs you've got at home. Make sure you're not hitting your elbows on your chair, and then back the other way. Just keep that going. And again, I'm on tiptoes here. I'm going to squeeze my knees together just to give myself a bit more stability, and also working those inner thighs as we start to work the arms. I'm only on the tiptoes, as I said, because my legs are short. Right, so squeeze there. Draw the tummy in. Make sure you're nice and square on your chair. Now we'll take the band up, in front of us, first of all. Now, actually don't put it on your thumbs, let's just do it this way because it's better for your hands. So what we're going to do here is have the whole hand band over the hand, so you see like that. And then we're going to have the shoulders at, arms at shoulder level, hands at shoulder level, and then squeeze back in, out and in. Now on this one, you should really be feeling this down the inside of your arms. So where your biceps are, but because you're the way you've got your hands facing down, it's not, you can't really do a bicep curl from this position obviously, but it's the insides of those biceps. So out and in, out and in, out and in. So a couple more, and then we'll do a couple of pulses. Out and then pulse, 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 pulse. Hold out, hold out, hold out. Back in. Then pulse, 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 pulse. Hold out. Back in. And pulse, 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 pulse. Hold out. And back in. So anyone, we're just carrying on with these pulses, that's got the lovely sort of butterfly arms, as they're called, for particularly us ladies. This is a really good one to help all of those muscles. But make sure before you do the next step, draw your shoulders back and you've got good posture, because I can feel my posture going, because you start to get the fatigue and then you try to make it sort of easier for yourself, which in the end is actually compromising your posture. Last set, so nice and strong. Draw that chin in, make sure you're in a good position, and out, 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 out. Hold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and let go. Now, I can feel that, so I'm sure you can feel that. So just do some little punches down to the ground. Just relieve those muscles. And now we're going to take the band and we're going to just loop the hand in this way, and we're going to come in and out. So this is as if we're a bow and arrow. So out and in, out and in. So this is now in the shoulder. So the opposite arm is just supporting you in the motion. It's as if you're sort of flinging something out from the side of your hand. Keep the shoulders in alignment. Again, we need to work our shoulders as well, just to keep everything strong and moving through that range of movements that we have as humans. And then we'll just swap, so the other side, so grasp on the other side, take the side hand into the band, and out and in. So it's as if you're flinging something out sideways, out and in, out and in. A few more, out and in. And this is going to be our last set. 1, 2, 3, and there we go. Okay, so you can drop your band now. We're just going to finish off with some arm circles, which is easier actually to do without the band. So we'll take the arms up, so into a nice wide T position. Have your hands facing down to start with. Your fingers can just move a little bit, and then circling. So really tiny circles, but think about coming backwards more than forward. So back, back. So we're opening our pectoral muscles here and squeezing between the shoulder blades. So this is a really good thing to do for anyone that drives or sits in any position in it, like computers and so on. Again, while we're doing this, keep that going, but just think about your tummy. Draw that belly button in, back into the spine. Make sure the ribs aren't flaring here. You don't want this motion. We want our ribs soft and connected to our hips through the corset of all of our oblique muscles, side obliques. And then back, and that should be, you should be feeling this now. And so we go the other way. So this time we're coming forwards with our circles, but again, still maintaining the backward motion, going back. And then stop there, coming to gate posts here, or goal posts, and then draw your arms down and up and wave. Draw them down, up and wave. Draw them down, up and wave, and draw them down, up and wave. And the last drawing down, just little pulses. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and shaky, shaky. Well, that's our chair exercises for the day. We're just going to stretch out our arms. We've stretched out our legs as much as we can in the chair. So take your left arm over you and make sure your other arm comes onto the fleshy bit here or lower down, not onto the joint of the elbow. And just stretch through the shoulder. Now again, keep your shoulder away from ears. Don't have it up here, just take it down. And just have that nice stretch through the arm. It's worked really hard. And it now needs a little bit of a stretch out so it doesn't get too tight. And then the other side, round we come, fleshy bit again, and just stretch, stretch, stretch. That should feel better. And then finally, just a side bend. So take your left hand onto your thigh, bring your right hand up over, so stretch up and then shoulder back and down and just come over. Just a side bend. Try to keep the body square in the chair, and then back and down. Other side, just on the thigh, up we come, shoulder back and down, and over we go. Try to keep your neck and shoulder in alignment. And down. And shaky, shaky, shaky. Thank you so much for doing chair Pilates. I hope you enjoyed it. Not much of a rest, I know, but you can sit back in your chair and relax now. I hope to see you again. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already, and enjoy the rest of your day.